Hello space nerds and welcome to MicroCosmos. I'm Colin Thomas Nichols, I'll be your host for this week, and we're going to talk about Pluto. Everyone's favorite dwarf planet was visited by the New Horizons probe in July of 2015. Since then, we've gotten a lot of information back that has been surprising, to say the least. Here's a quick breakdown of some of the most interesting facts. Pluto has a very thin atmosphere, about 1 Pascal. It's made of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide, and if you stood on the surface and looked out onto the horizon, you might see the faint color blue caused by the nitrogen, much like Earth's atmosphere. In fact, the New Horizons probe took a photograph where Pluto was backlit by the sun as it flew by, and what we got back was a photograph of a blue halo around Pluto, which was pretty interesting. The surface of Pluto is more than 98% nitrogen ice, and the reddish tint that you may see in different photographs is caused by trace amounts of methane and carbon monoxide. We call these tholins because these organic molecules have been irradiated by the ultraviolet solar radiation. It's suspected that 70% of Pluto's diameter is actually its rocky core, which is surrounded by a water ice mantle. The most prominent feature on Pluto is its heart, which is called Tombaugh Regio, named after Clyde Tombaugh, who discovered Pluto in 1930. One of my favorite features of Tombaugh Regio is called Sputnik Planum, a large icy plain made up of cells. These cells average about 33 kilometers wide and 100 meters tall, and are made of nitrogen and carbon monoxide ice. They form a pattern kind of like a lava lamp, with internal heating churning up a layer of warmer ice. The nitrogen and carbon monoxide ices are much softer and pliable at those temperatures than water ice is. So the water ice that's more rigid and cold sits on top, kind of like an iceberg. The area is also home to water ice mountains that can reach over 3 kilometers in height. All of those features must have been formed somehow, which means Pluto's interior must be warm. A warmed interior could create the churning ice plains with Sputnik Planum and push up mountains. But Pluto's atmosphere could also create features. In fact, because the atmosphere is so thin, there are massive pressure changes at different altitudes, meaning material is easily whisked away from one spot before being dumped onto another spot, creating the regions of tholins that create the reddish splotches. This means that those ices, carbon monoxide and methane, actually snow down on Pluto. All of this, along with the relatively craterless surface, has given the estimation that areas on Pluto are less than 100 million years old, and that the dwarf planet may still be geologically active today. Well, I hope you liked today's episode of MicroCosmos. Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our Facebook page to stay up to date. Have a good week, everyone.